and welcome to Drift My Ride. Today we've got Stuarts E46, which has got a 500 brake horsepower 1J. So finally, I've got some merch available. If you head over to craigdoesdrift.com, you're going to find t-shirts, hoodies and stickers. They're in sizes from small all the way through to 5XL. Everything is print on demand with international drop shipping, so you don't have to wait on me putting it in the post. Anything I make from the shop goes back into me making content. Just to put it into perspective, one of these Drift My Rides takes like about 8 hours to edit. That doesn't include filming, going to filming. YouTube, I'm lucky if I'd maybe make £5 out of an episode. So anything you buy in the shop really does help me put some money into making some more content. Hi Stuart.
Hi Craig.
How are you?
Fine, aye.
This car's changed quite a lot since the last time I was on this, hasn't it?
Yeah, a lot. It was white. It was white before. And
yeah, that's the change. Yeah, just the whiteness.
That's all it changed.
So this was a 3-litre BMW, which has now become a full-on comp car. Been in BDC. Yep. Where did you start?
I think I changed it all in one go. You told me not to.
Yeah, it didn't take you that long though. So you bought an engine kind of package, didn't you? Bought engine and it's a 1J you've got in there.
Bought a 1J from Garage D.
Yeah.
That's when 1Js were actually cheap. That's the only reason I went for it.
So what box have you got on it?
Just a 330 diesel. This is my second one.
Second
Because we had this set up with flat shift, so I kind of destroyed that gearbox with flat shift.
Right.
You know me. I destroy a lot of things.
This car has been through a lot of pain.
Yeah.
But you've got in, so let's get on to one of the main points of pain, which was the rear end, which you've gone through pretty much every combination there is now, and you found one that's working.
Yeah.
So what's the rear end setup you've got in there?
You can see it on the YouTube channel that I've got, but the main thing is I accidentally found out that an X5 internals will go into an E46 diff casing. So done that, and then I ended up finding out that the X5 cups are the same PCD as M3 shafts, and then I've got 330 diesel trailing arms in their large case. So that's how I got the drivetrain to fit onto this car. And then I ended up finding out that the diff twists a lot, and that's what's destroying the inner CV. I think it was the back left. Or the back right, I can't remember. But I've made my own plate that now is
which you can buy from SMTP Motorsport.
That is it. But now it's basically a 4-mount diff instead of before it was a 3-mount, and I think back left or something. It's where the main mount is, and like the medium case ones especially, they rip out at the back of them. So
engine wise, we got a big turbo on there. Not the biggest.
Not the biggest. I had a bigger one.
You had a bigger one.
I had the same turbo as you. There was the whole set HX40.
Which I use on a 4-litre and he's using on a 2.5.
Yeah.
And it was a little
so it was a wee bit laggy. It came in at like 4.5 really, really hard.
Yeah.
So now I've got the Pulsar GT3582. And then I've always had the BC 264 cams, but then we ended up finding out that the valve springs were getting weak. Found that at Dynatune on the dyno. You could see it was over the years it was getting worse. So now I've got BC springs and retainers. So now we've lifted the RPM. So I think it's like 8.5 or something. We're revving it to now.
Getting 8.5 at the moment.
Yeah, now because the turbo's a wee bit smaller, it's really, and also because it's twin scroll, I've actually got a Mamba rear housing on it. It's a twin scroll because it's a twin scroll manifold wastegate setup.
It's a Walton one, isn't it?
Walton manifold in that. So it comes on at like, I think it's 3,200 is like full boost, so it's a lot earlier.
That's a huge range.
Oh yeah. But even the cams helped. I went for the HX40 because everybody goes for the HX35, but I thought if I go HX40, I've got twin scroll and I've got the cams to help. Did help it, like the cams really helped. It was about 5 RPM quicker, it would spool, but it just came in like seriously hard. It was really hard to, it wasn't really hard to drive, but it was just really savage on the back end. It was like...
And that now you're at
500 horsepower.
Yeah, we're at 460 or 480 at the hubs now.
Yeah, so it's over 500 then. That's going to be
yeah. So we're 14 psi, and so we're actually less boost than we were with the HX40, but we're making the same power. So we're like 2-3 psi less. It's a lively 1J.
It's going to be lively, yeah.
1J.
The other things you've kind of done in this as well, there's like you've got a pedal box in here.
We've got the is it OPP or something like that?
Yeah, ODP or OPP.
Yeah, so we've got that, and then it's the same with the hydro as well. I like the hydros that have actually got the bar, and it's just out the way of the driver.
Yeah.
So then we've got AP. I think they're 4 pots or 6 pots in the front, and then we've got willwood 2 pots or 4 pots in the back. I can't really remember.
And the hydro works on a normal.
Hydro is separate to your foot brake.
Yeah.
So it's on the willwoods, the handbrake.
And then the normal, BMW
brakes
brakes are on. Yeah.
But I've got it set up that basically the foot brake, there's hardly anything on the back.
There's not, because there's a wee bias valve on the things, so you can use the two master cylinders, one doing the front and one doing the rear, and then another master cylinder they're doing the hydro as well. You got this like this is, it's almost like you got a sequential.
Yeah, it's
looks
not.
like, I know it's not.
But I didn't mean, this shifter was, you buy the Cooler Works or whatever ones now, they're like 300 and something quid. This shifter was that price like 5 years ago.
Yeah. And
there was no Cooler Works, there was no IRP.
Yeah.
So at the time that was the go-to thing, but these things are actually really expensive now. So yeah, I've had it for ages.
Yeah. And you got a massive cage in here as well. That's tied into the rear subframe.
Yeah.
And you do all this work. This is all you, your garage, SMTP, motorsport. You've done a lot of these cages for different people.
I've done it for a lot of 36, 46.
But this, like the big wide, there's so much space in this car. And the 46 as well. It's not a small car.
No.
There's a bit of space in these things. You also have some pretty trick dash going on.
Yeah, well, I actually got lucky with that as well, because when I bought the 1J, it was a guy local to me that was braking a 2J M3, and he had the aim dash, the link ECU, the wire and loom. I think I got the intercooler off him, the fuel pump.
What's the kit you've got on the car?
So we've got the SLR kit on the front. I bought it as the SLR mini kit when I had just the 3-litre BMW engine, and then I've got Wizard lock bottom arms, but I've just machined the outside to take the SLR ball joints.
So how much wider are your bottom arms than standard?
I think they're 75 mil ones, so whatever that is with Wizard lock, I'm not too sure.
And they fill the arches. What's the body kit you've got as well?
Fibre Factory, so it's a lot wider. I'm sure it's 70 mil.
It's a really
70 mil or something
car
on each side, and then the front's like 40 each side or something.
And what's the wheel setup you've got?
The wheel setup, I think it's 9.5. 18 inch, 9.5 in the front, and then the back is 18 and they're 10.5J.
Yeah.
But they're ET0 on the back, and then these are ET15 on the front, I think.
And you still even have a spacer.
Oh yeah, I've got 40 mil spacer in the back.
So
it's a wide.
It's like minus 40 then, isn't it?
Yeah, basically. It's a wide car.
Yeah.
So
it's just super. It looks so aggressive. Got the bonnet as well, which really helps it.
But that's a new one, because I was getting a lot of heat soak, like the intake air temperatures were going through the roof with just the normal M3 bonnet. So I planned to put the radiator in the back of it, but just for like quickness, I thought just get a bonnet on it, and that's got the big opening that comes onto the windscreen, and then you've got the big air vents in the front. So, and I quite like the look of them. You don't see many 46 with the GTR bonnets.
No, it's true. The vents on it are really cool, and that, and
just makes it more mean on the front.
Yeah, and it is definitely aggressively styled. It's not. It looks like it's ready for business.
Yeah, sometimes 60% of the time.
60% of the time it is ready for business.
It doesn't work most of the time.
40% of the time it's breaking your heart.
Oh man, it breaks my wallet.
Yeah, wallet and heart can be quite close together, can't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
What else have we missed in here?
Not much. It's just the fuel system's really basic. I've just got a DW 400 pump in the main tank. I'm only like 60% duty cycle just now anyway.
Yeah.
And I've got like the asnu 1050cc injector, so I'm not pushing pushing the fuel system. I keep the fuel tank normally like full all the time when I'm drifting, because where it is, it's good weight on where the wheels are. So that's why I don't want to put a fuel tank in the boot. I just think you're moving the center of gravity further back. So I've always just had the standard fuel tank.
Yeah. Well, I want to go and see. I don't know if I've ever drifted a pedal box before, and I know this is going to be quite a different experience. I wonder if I'm going to get on with it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Like because I've used pedal box and rallying and everything. I'm maybe used to it, but it doesn't feels normal to me.
Well, should we go and see if it feels normal to me?
Let's go.
Right, let's go and try this. You ready?
Yes, let's do it.
That throttle is weird. We've also lost the coolant. So this is what cut it short. This tensioner's it's moving about and spat the belt. Let's try this again. Round two. Round two. I don't know. I think there's no toe on the back. There's too much grip. There's something in the back of that that's got way that doesn't not move. Because even when I was throwing it in, you would throw that thing in on lock, and it would just dig straight in, and it doesn't float in any way. Yeah. So, oh well. Well, maybe it's not a shaft, but it feels like a shaft.
Feels like a shaft. Definitely feels like a shaft.
Yeah, it definitely feels. Sorry.
That's okay.
Right, guys. Thanks for that, and we'll see you in the next one. Unfortunately, this is the carnage that I caused. It's an eBay shaft, so maybe a wee bit soft, but definitely not my best gear change slash cut. No, definitely not my driving. I'm not gonna lie, my driving wasn't the best, but I don't think that should have happened that easily. But Stuart has fixed it, and we'll go on the next episode and see if he can break his. Right, full disclosure, it's quite a long time since the last time we drove this, and it's been fixed or Your car works. It's really fucking good.
It's grippy for 40 psi.
Oh my god, it's just smooth. It sails. It's just amazing. That was completely different. Like, because before, something was scaring me, and it was the steering.
It was. Well, that's why I didn't like it at Ghost Speed, because the belt kept coming off.
Yeah, I like it. Now it just feels so planted.
You only in second.
I know. I didn't. I was like, yeah. I only went for second. I was